institutes in other places?
Well, they're not institutes, but what we want them to do is essentially what we've done here at the central office, and that is to develop a constituency to the point where the churches in those localities will write their histories. And eventually, what we hope to do is build a database that will incorporate all of the materials in as many churches as possible throughout the entire state. If we are successful in doing this with a national database, then someone in New York would not have to come down and do a lot of legwork before they knew where to locate, say, the pastors of First Baptist Church, Capitol Hill, because they could look in this database and see who they were, how long what their tenure was. They might want to know who the founding fathers were of the church, what year it was chartered. They could find all of this in the database, and this is what we're hoping will bring nationwide recognition to our project in Tennessee, and then it will spread to other states. And there has already been some interest. People have written North Carolina, New Orleans, Louisiana, and they want to know how we got started, and they think it's something that they would like to start in their states.
Very good. I think, Ms. Parks, one of the things that we're always concerned about, and I think Dr. Fancher has pointed that out, and that is fundraising. You've been involved with the Institute for quite a while, and let's talk about some of the avenues of fundraising. We know that Vanderbilt University Divinity School is a private school, and certainly it receives funds from a variety of sources. But in dealing with the Kelly Miller Smith Institute, what have you identified as your major source of funding outside of just from the university?
Right. The Lilly Foundation and the Pew Charitable Trust and the Booth Ferris Foundation have been great supporters of the Kelly Miller Smith Institute. And it is those funds that the Institute has used to assist us for the major part of what we have done.
Very good. And of course, you've already mentioned, Dr. Fancher, some of the expansion plans that you have. You also have some exhibits that you have planned for this institute. Why don't you, for this project, why don't you talk about those exhibits and what people might do in order to assist the two of you? I think that here you have an excellent opportunity to reach a large number of those churches, many of the churches you've probably already made contact with. But there might be a few churches out there that would like to become involved in the project. And what would you say to those churches this Sunday morning?
As you say, we have identified them. We have identified the majority of the historians. But the historians are going to need the cooperation of the minister and the church members. One of the things that has been interesting and fun for us has been discovering that if the church is mounting an exhibit, or rather the historian is doing it, to get those materials, they have to go out and talk to the church members because they have more things than the church does, and they have carried them home periodically. And for example, if there's an anniversary program, they will take that brochure home. If there's a church secretary, when she leaves, she takes the books home with her. And it's all kinds of things. Sometimes materials have been stored in broom closets, and we would discover that the janitor had thrown them out with the trash. And sometimes they just had to start at zero and try to get materials. So we would like for church members to contribute anything that they have to their church historian, because in the end, they will all profit by having the history written. And they don't want to release this material. Once they get it, you know, they are afraid to turn loose their pictures or whatever they might have because they think they won't get it back. But what we're doing is training these historians to preserve the materials. We even gave them some free materials, acid-free folders. We gave them some boxes that were acid-free to show them how to begin filing these materials so that they won't disintegrate. We had someone to come from the State Library and Archives to talk to them about and show them what happens over a very short period of time, how records can just disintegrate. And we're teaching them how to preserve the material that they have, how to organize it. But one of the major factors is finding this material, locating it, and having members of the church part with it. We hope to interview a lot of the older citizens in the churches so that sometimes the only information available about a church is in the minds of some of the senior most citizens in the church.
And so you've also have information